This is a video of a Fisker Ocean to get access to the amplifier, which is in the right rear of the most posterior compartment of the car, and the ADAS module. Interestingly, there's no mention in the service manual where these components are, and there's no instructions to remove these or replace them. Additionally, there's also no instructions for the right side trim removal. There is instructions for the left side, but there are some differences on the right and some hidden fasteners, and I'll be going over that in this video. The sequence for disassembly is pull up the rear weather stripping, pull it off the back door too, remove the cargo cover and the accessory cargo container from underneath the cargo cover, remove the rear trim assembly here, so you definitely need to remove all this weather stripping all the way back into here. You need to pull forward the trim that meets the door here. You do not need to completely separate it, and I'll show that in detail later. You need to then pull this uppermost C-pillar trim off, remove this upper central piece of trim. There's a single bolt that fits behind this little cosmetic cover right here. This can be folded forward, and you do not need to release the seatbelt. And then finally, the central trim here, which you have to remove the hidden fasteners in these areas right here. Before proceeding with any other electrical work, disconnect this fireman's disconnect right here. Disconnect the ground from the battery. Before starting with the trim removal, removing this weather stripping here will make it substantially easier. Just pull it back like that. Also remove the weather stripping from the door on the right side. Just pull down, it'll come out. Spin this nut off with some fine pliers. There's another nut on the driver's side as well. The storage tray will just lift out now. The trim in the back will also need to be removed to get this side panel out. The rear trim panel here will need to be removed. You'll just pull straight up. There's 4 connectors here, push pin connectors, that are a little difficult to get out. I broke 2 of them getting them out. And then you'll need to remove a final Torx head screw right here. The upper small trim assembly with the speaker in it, the fasteners are angled slightly forward, so you can get into this from the rear and gradually pop it forward and pull it out in this direction, and then you'll be able to get to the front front fasteners and pop those out, and it'll just come out. Then disconnect the cable to the speaker. After removing where this small speaker is and this small trim piece, you can then carefully separate all these fasteners from the main upper trim here and fold it outward. You're going to have to release this side trim here to get it out. You don't need to completely take it off, but you'll definitely have to loosen it and pop it out a little bit. It also has similar fasteners that you'll have to be careful when you release. Remove the trim screws on this side lower trim here. They take a T30 Torx. So it's not shown well in the manual, but there's a piece of trim that fits under this clip right here. It has 2 little brackets that fit down, so you'll need to release it from the top and flip it down to get it out from here. Once you get the trim from inside this tie down, you'll have to remove a nut that's in there. Disconnect the courtesy light. You'll have to remove this cap off of the accessory power panel here. And there is a single screw up in there. You can't really see it, but it's another one of these torque screws. And once you get that done, this whole thing will kind of fall out. Removing this plug can be very difficult, but if you line this slot up here, which matches this indentation right here, you can get a pick in this portion of the plug and press in, and then it'll start getting it out, make it easier. Disconnect the 12-volt accessory plug from the trim. You do not need to disconnect the 110 volt. There's enough slack that it's not a problem. Reassembly is essentially in reverse order. However, I'll include a few little specifics for things that are difficult to reassemble. Being the bolt on that goes in here can be very helpful because it's really hard to get started. There are two small openings in the back side of where this anchor sets in there. I don't know if you can see these small holes, and these little tabs fit into them. The insert should just pop right in with minimal effort, so if you're having trouble getting it in there, just keep repositioning it. I broke a number of these push connectors, so I'll put a link in the description for some replacement connectors. They're not exactly identical, but they're very close and they do work.